Okay, guys, our objective today is to evaluate functions. Last week we said that a function is like a machine where I'm gonna enter some input, some numbers in, and then some numbers are gonna come out. Last week we decided to figure it out what the machine was doing, and some people said, well, the machine is multiplying the input by 5, or the machine was adding 1 to the input. That's what we did last week. This week we know what the machine is going to do to the numbers, and we need to figure it out what the output is. So let's start. I have this function here that says that the function is equal to -2 times x plus 3. So basically, this one is the rule of my function machine. The machine is going to take whatever the x is, multiply that by 2, and then add 3. So I just wanted to show you guys that when you have a number in front of a variable with no sign in between, it means multiplication. So I'm going to be multiplying whatever the x is, whatever my input is, times -2, sorry, and then add 3. Okay, so let me start. The first value of x, or my first input is -2. So I know that what I want to enter in the machine is a -2. So I'm going to write here what the machine is going to do to it to have it ready for me. The machine is going to multiply -2 times whatever the input is, and then add 3 to that. Okay, so I'm going to start. -2 times the input. Well, the input right now is -2, and then add 3. Okay, so let's see. How much is -2 times -2? Well, -2 times -2 is +4, and then I'm going to add 3. So that gives me a total of 7. So my output is 7. That's what is coming out of the machine. So I'm going to write it right here. This is my output, 7. Okay, so now I'm going to enter a -1 in the machine. That's my input. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to multiply -2, because that's what my function says, -2 times whatever the input is. Well, my input now is -1, and then add 3. Okay, so -2 times -1, +2. And then I'm going to add 3. So that gives me 5 would be the output. So when I enter a -1, the machine is going to give me a 5. The function is going to give me a 5. Okay, so that's what I'm going to write right here. And then I'm going to do the 0. Okay, when x is 0, I'm going to multiply the -2 times the 0, and then add 3. -2 times 0 is 0, and then add 3. It gives me 0 plus 3 is 3. So it seems that when I enter a 0 as my input, the output would be 3. Okay. I'm going to continue with the 1, and I think you now got the idea of it. When I'm going to multiply -2 times my input, which in this case is 1, +1, and then add 3. -2 times 1 is -2, plus 3 gives me +1. So when my input is 1, it happens that my output is also 1. And finally, when I have an input of 3,
Aya, further back to the final score for your line. Aya, further back to the final score for your line.
Well, as you can see, I'm recording this at the end of the school day, so some announcements. Okay, so negative 2 times 3 would be negative 6 plus 3. Well, that gives me negative 3. So when I enter a 3 in the machine, when my input is 3, my output is negative 3. So that's pretty much how we use a um, rule or function rule to find our output. Thank you.